Well, with all of the activity lately concerning the invasion of Ukraine and the scrambling over the news concerning Hunter Biden's laptop, my Chaco neighbor James Earl's condition has faded to relatively obscure exposure. And I thought that I might digress from those top news stories and bring you up to date on his latest situation. Besides, I need a little break, and I figured that for a few minutes you might need one too. Now, I don't know whether some of you have been aware of it, but for the past several weeks, my Chaco neighbor, James Earl, has been sort of under the weather. The doctors finally decided that back troubles and other maladies were going to require surgery, and so that's what they did. Now, he's better now, and he'll no doubt be back to his normal old cranky condition. But the Chaco community has been aware that James Earl's been in the hospital and confined to his house and not too active in the neighborhood lately. Now, James Earl's son-in-law, among other things, sometimes deals in used cars. He'll go to a car auction and buy an old car and keep it for a little while and then sell it and go back to the auction and get another one. Well, a while ago, the boy went to the auction and they had for sale a hearse. Now, I'm talking about one of those big old white Cadillac hearses, long as a city block, with curtains on the windows, all decked out, and the boy bought it. And he brought it out to James Earl's house to show it to James Earl and maybe take him for a ride in it. Of course, James Earl thought it would be a great fun to ride in it, and since he needed a haircut, they decided to go to the barber shop and ride to town in the hearse. Well, the barbershop crew thought that it was a really unusual vehicle to ride around town in, but they didn't really give it much thought because James Earl's known for doing unusual things. Besides that, they said he looked sort of natural in it. Well, now, while the barbershop crew didn't give it much thought, some of the other neighbors at Chaco had other reactions. Most of them know that James Earl had been in the hospital and not feeling very good lately and all. And when one of the neighbors was passing by James Earl's house and saw the hearse parked in James Earl's driveway, a rumor got started. And you can imagine what that was. Well, the rumor spread like wildfire all over the community, and it was a couple of days before the truth about the hearse came out. Of course, several of the neighbors, most of us as a matter of fact, were very relieved. But one of the old crusty folks out there had a little different take on it. He called James Earl and told him not to pull anything like that again. Said it wasn't funny to get everybody's hopes up in Chaco. Well, of course, I don't agree with that opinion. Lord knows, if something happened to James Earl, I'd lose half the stuff I talk about. So keep well, James Earl. Bad as I hate to admit it, I need you. I'm Jim Ritchie. I'll see you again next time.